they were laughing.
Woo. We have another guest, Kev. We have Latoxic. Hello, Latoxic. How are
I was
you?
talking. That's my friend right there.
Hey, Kev. Hey, Missy. How are you doing?
Great, great, great. How are you?
I am good. I am good. I was just, my mom called me, right? She always, that's what I need to change because everyone's always calling me before these lives. Um, but I just wanted, first of all, I wanted to go back and ask and maybe moderate a little bit because I wanted to ask Kevin, you brought up that your money was funny at a certain point and then you didn't realize you could tap in. And I know, Miss Toy, you talked about some of those things before too. And my question is for both of you, how did you make that change mentally? What was it that sparked that change in your minds to get to that next place of abundance? Like, I would love to hear y'all talk about that.
Mm. Well, I know it was before manifestation, because my finances were like this. Like when I was single, I didn't really have when I was single and old enough to like work and stuff. I didn't really have issues with finances. My financial woes came when I got married and I decided not to work, and I was still in the church. And the person that I married, it just I realized it was now hindsight being 2020, right? But at the time, I didn't know that I had drew this person into my experience, and so at that, my credit cards was like I owed thousands on credit cards because I would like use every credit card I had, carry a balance, and all of that. Once I went through that experience, that first marriage, and I didn't file bankruptcy though, because I did understand that the law said, hey, after 7 years, it gets the credit debt gets wiped away as long as you don't use it. So I didn't use credit for that sounds like a long time, 7 years. But then when you talk about the 7 years, it sounds like a long time. But while you're in it, it doesn't seem as long. It didn't seem because I had children. I was trying to make a way and all of that, and it wasn't like an instant overturning, right? So I went through the being divorced, single mother on welfare, right? I'm utilizing the government to assist with buying food and getting insurance because I didn't right away get a job that would help take care of me and my family. Eventually that grew into it, but I just realized that I had to change when I was like, I'm not going to get any credit cards. I'm not paying for the use of credit cards. Everything was cash. I did thrifting. I did all of that. And then I don't know. It sounds like something like the Bible said, like in a twinkling of the eye. It's like something flips in you. There's a switch that goes on when you're just gonna perceive money differently. Right. I just perceived money from a different reality. And I decided that, and I don't even know if it was like a conscious, like I was aware of this decision, but I just realized that I wasn't trying to like be seen as, I wasn't trying to keep it with the Joneses or anything. I wasn't trying to be seen as, oh, I got this or I got this. I stayed within my budget, within my income parameters. And then once I was blessed to have a stable income and finances, I utilized money differently. I decided that I wasn't going to build up all this credit card debt like I did before. I wasn't, every credit card I have now that I don't carry a balance, I pay it off because I use credit cards differently now. Then I was using it to buy stuff that, not to say I didn't have the money, but I guess I didn't understand really in my 20s that that's a loan, and why are you charging $50 when you have it? Why are you charging $100 when you have it and then carrying a balance, right? Now I'm charging $50 and 100, and I'm deciding not to carry the balance. I'm deciding to pay it off. The utilization of credit just took on a different mind. I don't pinch myself off. I don't, and that was some work in progress too, the pinching yourself off. Once we came into financial blessing, I still had this mind of, oh, we got to save for when we retire. We got to make sure we have money when we retire. You get a lump sum, you don't want to spend it all within 5 years, or you don't want to spend it all. And, so sometime when we would go on vacations, I would try to like pinch like how much we would spend and how much we would, have fun based on, because I didn't want to spend too much money. I'm so thankful I've like come away from that mindset, that whole mindset of trying to like just a little here and just a little there, because you got to make sure you have some for a rainy day. Had to get out of that mindset, because when you prepare for rainy days, they surely come. So I had to stop preparing for rainy days. So just like that just changed that whole mindset of like, no, money comes easily, it flows effortlessly. But all of this took place before I understood about the law of assumption. I would say law of assumption, originally law of attraction kind of took me backwards as opposed to taking me forward. Because sometimes when you come into the spiritual community, they kind of make you feel like you lacking in something when they should be showing you that you have all that you need, that you're actually abundant. And they kind of make you think, oh, you can have whatever you want, you can have whatever you need, as if you don't already have it, right? They get you in this mindset of trying to get a thing as opposed to realizing you already have everything. So I found myself going down that path like, oh man, I need this, I need abundance, I need millions, I need hundreds of millions of dollars if I really want to live this life, if I really want to live abundant, if I really want to live wealthy. Because as if you can't have that life without all of these extra zeros in your bank account. So I'm like, that's what I've come to a realization too, that whole trying to get as opposed to be. Understanding being is what we're not getting, being. And when you realize who you are, then the things come. Then the things are added when you understand that you already are it. And you don't have to get or search for anything. I know that was kind of long, but
That's perfect. I love it.
That was great. Um, that's a great question. I'm so glad and grateful that you asked that question, because you're not the only one in the live that may need clarification on that. And Toya just did a great job explaining that. My profession is sales, and one of the things I learned in sales is, and you may hear me say it from time to time, a quote from Benjamin Franklin: "A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still." Yeah, rhymes, but what it's saying, if you're trying to convince somebody against their will, they become defensive and they protect that thinking. No matter how wrong or whatever they're thinking is, they protect it. So when you understand that, the only thing you can do when someone makes a decision, in order to get them to make a new decision, you have to provide new information. So I had to do that with myself. I had to provide myself. When I was broke, I was acting and being broke. I was in the act of being broke. Meaning, I walk the walk and talk the talk. So I read books that caused me to work on me. And I put the information that I needed to put in me to change my thinking to what I needed it to be, to deliver me out of the bondage that I put myself in. See, being broke or poor, that's bondage. And I put myself in there. And the great thing is, I had the power and authority to bring myself out, but I had to know how, which I had to change my thinking. So I read books like Think and Grow Rich. other books by Napoleon Hill, Proctor, sales books, different sales guys, um, Brian, Zig Ziglar, um, all the greats in sales. And I started surrounding myself with people that thought like those guys thought. I remember being mentored weekly by a multi-millionaire. And when I say he was a multi-millionaire, he was a multi-millionaire. He had money. And he mentored me. And I was so grateful for what I learned from him. And he saw me a certain way. And yeah, he freely gave me that information that helped shape me. So I don't ever have to be broke again. Mm-hmm. Because my mindset changed.
He didn't sell your course?
Huh?
He didn't sell your course?
No, I don't think he had one to sell. But he was a franchise owner of the company that I worked for. And he was a majority share owner of the franchise. And the franchise probably did, I don't know, $100 million a year. And he believed in leaders or readers. Mm. So he believed in reading excessively. And I was like, okay, let me get me some books in me. And as a result, it changed my thinking. What to say when you talk to yourself. You hear me mention that book occasionally on this live. And that book, like, doubled or tripled my income just by reading that book. I mean, yeah, it's all in your mind. We may say that's all in your mind as a cliche at times, but it really is. It's all in your mind. Yep. So I hope that answers it.
Yes, yes. The toxic?
Yes, I love that. Yeah, I'm a big... I haven't gotten to the level of abundance yet that I want to be at in the 3D, but I know that it's on its way. I know it's here. I was telling Toyia this morning about how things are starting to gel for me mentally in terms of following, decide, give thanks, believe, receive. And I think for me, I've always been a big believer that anybody can be successful, anybody can become a millionaire, anybody can do whatever they need to do because of the internet. Like, so I think that's similar to what Kevin, what your mentor was saying about reading. And I believe that about the internet. Like, I just believe that the internet is the great equalizer. And anything that you want to learn or know is on the internet, for better or for worse. Mm-hmm. And if you want to find success, you can find it on the internet. So in my mind, that's where I'm at right now. But I was just saying to Toyia this morning that it's one thing to look at these steps, which are already outlined in the Bible, and know them, but it's a whole other thing to like actually step into them, like to actually embody, if you want to call it that. It's a whole other thing to really take it on. And I was just telling her this morning that I had this realization that I was really giving thanks for things that I had all these goals for myself financially that, that I just know, I know they're possible, but also there are things I wrote on my whiteboard. And, but when I finally gave thanks for them, then it felt like I was really stepping into a whole different mentality about them. Like I'm actually saying, no, this is actually happening. Like this is actually happening. Wow. Like that's
great.
starting to like really get like rooted in me. That's when I started to feel it. Not that you have to feel it. That's just how I felt it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because I think the feeling is more of like a relief, a release, like a knowing, right? It's like the feeling isn't something that I think can be quantified as, oh, I felt overjoyed or over. Not to say that you won't feel overwhelmed or overjoyed, because everyone is different, right? So, however you experience that aha moment, as Oprah Winfrey would say, right? That, I get it now. Now I see. I get it now. Now I understand. Like, this makes so much more sense now. Oh, and it to me is more of just like of a calmness that comes over you, a sense of, yep.
That was me saying, to me, like the deciding, I go through a lot of decisions all day. So in my mind, I'm like, deciding isn't where I really actually step into. It's when I actually give thanks that I say, no, this is the one thing I'm actually set on, because I can change my mind all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I make a lot of decisions, even and I don't stick with all of it. But in my mind, I'm like, when I start saying I'm giving thanks for this particular thing, then I'm like, okay, now this is how I know that I've actually said, no, this is what my mind has stayed on.
Yeah, because I do. That's where the double-mindedness come in, right? Because it's not just a decision, like you said. People change like the wind, right? They're like, oh, they decided this today, and they decided that tomorrow, and they sound something else different. And they're like, well, why don't I see the change? Why I don't see my manifestation come? Why don't? Because you keep changing your mind like you change your underwear. Like every day you making a different decision. Every day you're saying something in exact opposite to what you just decided yesterday, right? You're not remaining faithful to the decision. That's why it's about getting clear, right? That's why sitting with yourself, getting along with yourself, and really talking to yourself. Do I want this, and do I see myself as having it? And the moment you said you saw yourself having it, you gave thanks for it, and then that made it real for you, right? It became real for you the moment you could say thank you, because you don't say thank you for something that you have not received. Not when it's a true thank you, right? Because you could say it with the mouth and not really mean it. But there was an inward thank you, right? It was like a thank you that was this is settled, right? Yeah. Like I'm not doubting this anymore. This is settled in my mind that this is what I'm experiencing. I'm choosing to have this in my life.
100%. That's what it was. It's like, oh, thank you. Like, oh, like, no, this is actually like I felt by saying thank you, I'm saying this is what I'm praying for. This is what I know I want. And that's, and I'll go through, scenarios. I run through different scenarios in my head all day long. Like that's just, for fun. That's just for fun for me, so I could decide I want this and then tomorrow I want that. And, like you were saying, so in my mind, I'm like, oh, wow. No, I hadn't really been setting any goals, really. I have really just been putting it out there, throwing things at the wall to see what's stuck instead of saying, this is what will stick, basically. Like, I have been, just saying, oh, I want this amount per month and that amount per month. I do want my millions. I do actually want my millions. That's only because I did the math.
Hey.
That I can make some things happen that I want to make happen. But that's that's a specific reason. But but I know what you're saying about how like sometimes we get stuck on the number as opposed to the lifestyle. And you can still have the lifestyle without always having the number, and I think that's so true.
The toxic. Something you said that was key. That you were saying thank you. The Bible said to believe that you have received it. Well, how do you believe that you received something that you can't see? Saying thank you acknowledges that you have it. You're no longer wanting what you do not have. Thank you causes you to acknowledge what you do have, that you do have it. And you're thankful and grateful for having it. thankful for wanting it.
Mm.
See the difference?
Yep.
Yes.
Thankful for wanting it is walking in lack, not abundance. Thankful for receiving it is walking in abundance.
Period.
Yes, yes, yes. So we have Mia up. Hey, friend. Hey, hey, hey. How are you?
Hey, I was speed racer trying to get home in this Houston traffic. I moved around my schedule. I was like, I'm not gonna do no supervision on Wednesdays. Wednesdays is for manifestation. It's for Toyia and my people. So I was racing home because I had discovered something that I wanted to bring to you all's attention. I really wanted your feedback on something that I realized that I might have manifested over my life,
Mm.
like an assumption, and just reading the power of awareness and just talking about manifestations. I kind of came to a realization this past week, and I was like, let me write this down and remember Wednesday to bring it to you all. So in my whole life experience, I feel like I have manifested this assumption of, okay, I want to start it off by saying, like, I always thought I was like tough and not a victim, but I realized that I have manifested being a victim of a sort. So since I was very little, I have created this idea that I am kind of like very strong and didn't need saving. Um, and like from a little girl, I just remember my earliest memory of starting school, like the first day of school. I remember telling my daddy when he came to pick me up that all the kids were crying and scared and sad, and I was tough. I didn't cry. I did good. And it was important to me to be strong and tough. I don't know why it was so important to me at such a young age, but I felt like it was a good thing that I got through the day and I wasn't crying for my mom and daddy. I got through and all the little kids were crying and I was strong. And I told my daddy that. He was like, good girl. And ever since from a very young age, I took matters into my own hands. I kind of was kind of like a savior, or like the person who righted wrong. So like an early memory was me and my sister had a babysitter, a lady that my mom left us with that was a babysitter in our apartment complex. And this lady snuck and took us to a bar.
Mm.
And I had to be 3, really young. And my sister's 4 years older than me. And we were living in an apartment, so I was not 4 yet. And I remember that she took us to the bar and she was like, shh, don't say nothing. And my sister kept it quiet. And I got home and my mom picked us up. I told my mama everything.
I know that's right.
I knew I had the discernment at 3 to know that this was not right. We weren't supposed to be there. They was fighting at it was an adult place because my parents did really good job about protecting us, right? So I knew and I snitched ASAP. My sister didn't. So, and I was kind of it was a thing. So that was a situation. So I always built a lot of strength on speaking up, being a truth teller, not letting anything happen to me, being tough, and not really needing a lot of protecting because I got it. Another situation was first grade. I had a teacher. She was an older YT lady, and she was tying kids up to the chairs with ropes and putting duct tape on our mouths.
Whoa.
First graders. She didn't do it to me, but she did it to a classmate of mine. And I was a little ADHD little girl, so I've always been very spicy and impulsive. So I would get markings. I would get marked and stuff, but I hadn't made it to the tied up yet. And I went home and I told my mama. My mama looked up the little girl name and said, what's her name? And I told her. My mama found her in the phone book and called her mama. And the next day when I got to school, the girl mama had the teacher up against the wall.
like this. And I got moved out that class. Another little girl got moved into another class. So it was a time where I was like you know, um, so I've always had this kind of thing over that, I can take care of myself. Like something would happen to me, like a little boy might knock the wind out of me one time, and he rammed me. I remember, and I didn't go tell the teacher. I just went and kicked him in his privates, and then I got in trouble for it. And so it kind of started a trail of me not feeling protected.
Okay.
But I kind of created that assumption very, very early, that I didn't need protecting, that I was tough and that I was strong. But then it kind of turned into I didn't feel protected ever.
Oh, okay.
And that Mia doesn't need protecting. No one ever protected me. And it manifested into my life up until now.
Okay.
To where in so many situations as I've grown up that I've never been protected. I've always been very independent. I've always been very assertive. I've always been able to defend myself. So Mia got it. Someone does something to Mia, Mia got it. We don't gotta do, Mia got it. I don't need to protect Mia. I don't need to stand up for Mia. Mia has it. If something happens to Mia, Mia's tough. So I find myself not being protected by loved ones, just people in my life, feeling like, well, who's going to protect me? Like things will happen to me and people won't check on me. People won't think of how things affect me. People will be harsh to me. And it's been something that's I've carried, and it made me very defensive. It made me very feel like unsafe in the world, but I realized that I created it. So that's kind of what I wanted to share, that, for a while I felt like, dang, like, why nobody want to protect me? Like, why does everyone feel like I don't need protecting? Like, dang, I know can hold my own, but things happen to me and things hurt me, and I'm not a crybaby, but I'm still can be affected. You know what I mean? So it's created a time where I'm sometimes tougher than I need to be, or create a like, don't mess with me, because I don't have any protection. It's just me. And if I'm wrong, no one cares about if I'm wrong. But I kind of created that myself, and it's mirrored back to me across life. And it kind of created a chip on my shoulder of kind of being defensive, and I'm very quick with it. But I've been like this, and it started at a very young age. And I kind of couldn't figure out where it started or why I saw value in it. I mean, I'm the baby of the family, so I'm supposed to be protected. But I found myself protecting my older sister. My sister is more passive than me, still is. But even as we were growing up, my sister would be the more passive aggressive, and I was the more overt, meaning that I'm going to say what I got to say. You're going to say it under your breath and then go run and tell, well, mom and dad, Mia did this, because you heard Mia going off. But they didn't hear all the things you might have said under, you know what I mean? So I've always dealt with people kind of pulling my card. They know Mia going to go off. And I'm a good cusser. I've changed, but I cuss real good. I'll let you hold something. And I kind of had to change a lot of letting people affect me, because it kind of put me in positions where I got tired of apologizing. And my dad told me when I was a little girl, he said, baby, stop getting hot. My dad told me, stop letting people get you in trouble. It was his way of telling me, have a little self-control, baby. People know you quick, and people will pick you, and they know that you're not a tattletale. And even as an adult in my career, you'll work places and people will be mean to you and be rude to you. And I'm not the person, I'm going to HR, I'm going to tell, right? But like any little thing you do, somebody got you in the office, like, well, damn, you were rude to me 18 times. And now I'm, if I say something slightly spicy, you going to tell, like, I should start being a snitch. You know what I mean? But I've never been the person who fight for and advocate for myself, because I don't feel like no one cares.
Yeah, the thing, you've created the the illusion of having to fight.
Yes.
And you don't have to, but you have, but that's all you've done all your life. It's fight.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You built up this
Or
hard
feeling
shell.
I have to.
Right? Built up this hard shell. Don't want to be vulnerable because vulnerability makes you weak in your mind when it doesn't. It makes people it makes people see you as human. Because when you detach emotion from what you're feeling, right? Because I know I talk about emotions don't matter, but when I talk about emotions don't matter, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be vulnerable, right? That you shouldn't allow the human side of you to connect with other humans, right? So people can see that I hurt just like you. Yes, your words cut me just like my words cut you. This is but because you have this mindset of fight, 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 that's all you keep creating. It's situations where you have to fight. So now you're going to have to rephrase that and learn how to be still and quiet and silent and realize no one is against you. But if you see people as against you, then you're going to be defensive. You got to put your armor on now. Now you have to go to battle. You have to reframe it and say that you're God. Nothing is opposing God. My reality, my externality is here to support me. So that has to be the transformation of your thinking, right? And so you have to be mindful, the power of aware. Now you have to be aware when you get on the defense and let your guard down. They're not against me.
Yeah, I'm not under attack.
I'm not under attack. They just have they're just perceiving it differently than I am. And that is okay, that they don't agree with me. Yeah. A lot of times we don't like that people don't agree with us and don't see it from our perspective, don't believe what we're saying. We find that to be like offended. That's an offense. How dare you not? But why do you need the validation from others?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And it's just feeling of being alone and that no one cares about what is done to you.
But that's your thinking, because that's not true.
Well,
your mom and dad definitely cared about it. Your sister and your brother definitely. Your family definitely care. Maybe strangers, maybe not so much.
But what if there are the
even friends, huh?
You know, me and my sister have this thing, and my sister is.
But that's the story you're telling.
It keeps kind of happening because I think
you keep assuming. You keep assuming. Yeah. If you decide to change the story, it won't happen, but you won't stick to the new script. You keep reverting back to the old script, because every time she gets out of character of the new script, you want to act according to that old script.
So what I've been doing, so recently I've changed the old script. So the old script was I would kind of fall right into position of kind of feeding into that character. So now I don't engage, I disengage.
See, it's not enough not to think bad. And I think we have a tendency to do that. You also have to think the good. You got to replace the bad. It's not enough not to think bad. I think that's a lot of things. That's the step people are missing. Oh, I don't say anything negative about them. I don't know, but are you saying anything good? Do you think lovely? Do you think noble? Anything of good report, anything praiseworthy, anything just, true, honest. Are you thinking that way? Because it's not enough not to lie on the neighbor. You also got to love the neighbor. Right? Yeah. You got to sprinkle some honey up in there.
This is a long time in the making. This is
But here's the thing. You got to get it. Here's the thing. It's not about your sister. It's about Mia. It's about how do I want my sister to think of me? So take your sister, take out of, I think of my sister this way. This is how my sister perceives me. My sister perceives me as loving, as amazing, as someone that she loves to be around, that she's inspired by, that she, can talk to, be a confidant, whatever you want that relationship to be. See the relationship and speak that relationship into being. You have to speak it into, you have to decree a thing and it shall come to pass. You have to say exactly what you want because you get to have what you say. Like Andrea, I think Andrea said it that way. I love the way she said that. You
And,
get to have what you say. So what do you say? Because you get to have it.
You're so right. And what gives confirmation to that I don't even want to say theory because it's not a theory, but what gives confirmation to it is that when I meet people that I haven't really built a character of history with, when I meet people, it's not that, because I have this character, this history I've built with my sister of relational things, right? So I have these feelings and these ideologies of what I believe my sister thinks of me and our history, right? But when I meet new people, they see me. And it's because I haven't created the character in them.
Mm-hmm.
So I get married, oh my, you're this. And I'm like, yeah, you see me. But I can't get that with my sister because I'm still having those thoughts and those feelings about what she thinks of me. And I won't let those things go so that I can have that experience with her because I'm still holding on to those feelings and attaching them to her. So it's me and her, I'm the one that's keeping those feelings alive between us because I keep replaying it and making that her character. Because of how I think of her in our relationship. Because when I meet other people and I don't have that history to create a relationship and thoughts, it's never that. And you know how you meet people like, well, that's not my relationship with them. Like you said the other day, I remember it was like when we were meeting on a Saturday, yeah, you can have different relationships with people because you have different characters. Mm-hmm. So your interaction with this person may be one thing and someone might have a relationship with them like, they're horrible and they're rude and you're like, we're pleasant. I love them. We have a great relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Because that person has their own history with them. They've created their own character out of them. So I am the cause and I just have to realize that, if I don't like it, I have to kind of detach from those old feelings and heal that relationship within myself. So I'm working on it.
Well, it's already healed. If you make it a future reality, it will never come. You got to make it a present moment reality. It's a now thing. You only have now. You don't have later. You only have now because your now determines your future now. Your present now determines your future now. So it's not I'm working on it. I've already done it. I've already claimed it. This is who I am. There's nothing to work. There's nothing to fix. There's only to be. Declare who I am and then be it. Who do you say that I am? Now be it.
And all we do is tell stories over and over. And right. I'm a thinker and I'm an analyzer in my mind. And we don't realize that is literally telling the story. So when you're thinking about a thing, you're thinking about a person, and you're just kind of thinking about it, you're literally telling the story. Yeah. So you really just have to think, like you always say, think lovingly, think positive when you're thinking about these things and these people, so that is what you're replaying and that is what you will experience when you interact with them.
Because if you see them as you and not separate from, because when as long as you keep seeing them as over there, like that's her, then no, it's the her you're seeing is the you're thinking. You're only seeing her in your thoughts. If you change your thoughts about her, she'd be different. But as long as you keep having the same thoughts, you're gonna keep seeing the same person. She is rooted in you. She's rooted in you. I am the Christ. You are rooted in me. I in you and you in me. There's no separation there. But as long as you keep making it separate, because it's about who do you say that I am? Not who she say she is, but who do you say that I am? So rephrase that. Reframe it.
Okay. That's all I wanted. I'm so glad I brought that up. I wrote it down. I was like, I'm going to bring this up Wednesday because it fell on my heart. And I was like, I need to get this out.
Yeah, you got it. It's done. But you got to stay faithful to the new reality. Stay faithful to that new state. Because that's who you are. That's who you truly are. You are love. And that is to be expressed and felt in every area of your life. And so,
thank you.
You're welcome. We're going to go to Thriving. Thank you for being patient. Welcome. How are you? You can unmute.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You know what? I'm well. Thanks for having me up, host. Lee, Mia, Kevin. I appreciate the invite. Let's see. Honestly, I just wanted to say that I like y'all topic, the subject, and I want to speak on something, Mia. Hold on, real quick. Let me close the bathroom door. So I want to speak on something. Pretty much what Prosperity said. First off, in order to overcome the negative thinking, you have to start with the self-reflect. Okay, I get, Prosperity is you try to be, a bit more generous on your approach, but sometimes you just gotta be straightforward. You know what I'm saying? And with that straightforward, you gotta start with the self-reflection. Okay, pretty much what she said. You know, um, it starts with the, like create a routine ritual where you look in the mirror and you say, I know that person right there. I know you. I'm going to be better than the day before. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much what she said. You got to speak the now into existence and forget the then. You get what I'm saying? So that means the same way that the Bible said, that, the word of wisdom said, out goes the old, which is the then, the before, and now in comes the now, the new, which is to move forward and to self-reflect on overcoming. That's just like when he said, he is better than the greater he, than in the world. Same way have to go with the women too. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I want to say. And I also want to touch on Kevin. I was listening to you giving affirmations on the difference between giving thanks and decision, precision, and also believing and receiving. Pretty much what he said, the Bible already said, and this is already in Law of Attraction in 101. Okay. When you speak things into existence, you have to already know that you received it. Because God already said, when you say that you already received it, but you lack that you already received it, it defeats the purpose. You get what I'm saying? So in that moment, you got to say it, speak it, visualize it, mean it, and believe it. And then say, I thank you for what you have given me. I thank you for what I have now. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's all I wanted to say. Thanks for having me up, y'all.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for sharing. That's it. So I guess he was just saying ditto, in agreement with what we have been talking about. Yep, that a lot of times we will wait till we have proof. But as Kevin reminded us, that your faith is your proof, right? Your faith is the proof, because faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence, your evidence is not being able to see it. That is your evidence. That's how you know it's yours, because you cannot see it, right? That's what faith is. Not being able to see the thing that you're asking for, but knowing that you have it, right? Not trying to figure out how you're going to get it, but knowing that you already have it. See, if you already have it, then you're not trying to figure out how it got there, right? You're not trying to figure out because it's there. So you're not trying to figure out in which way it's going to come, how long it's going to take. How is there a time when it's already done? time does not come into the equation, right? Because all is now. All is now. And it's just about being at ease in the knowing that even though I don't see it with my eyes physically, I know it's still there. It's just it's like what they tell us about quantum physics, right? And superposition of the atoms or the particles, right? And nothing exists until you put your eyes on it, right? So it's like, you know, you have a car. Is anyone looking at their car right now? Do you need to see your car in front of you right now to know that your car is in your wherever you parked it? Like, you know it's there. Even though you can't see it, you know the car is there. You know that it's there. Even though right now, in this present moment, where you sit, you cannot see this car. But you know that is there. It's the same thing with every desire. You have to know it from that standpoint. That even though right now in this room, right, that's why the mind is with the imagination, all things are possible, right? Because right now you could be sitting in your car, even though you're sitting in, you know, wherever you are on this live. But you can go in your mind and be in your car. You can get up mentally, imaginatively, walk to wherever you parked your car and open the door, sit in the seat, start the engine, whether it's the key or push button. And you could drive your car right now while you're sitting, listening to me. That's the power of the mind, right? All things are possible to the mind, right? Like I was listening to Dr. Joseph Murphy this morning, and I like what he said about miracles, right? When we talk about miracles, because we look at, you know, when we were in church, we were told like miracles was bringing about the impossible. But that's not what a miracle is, right? A miracle is actually confirming what is possible. Because what does the scripture doesn't talk about anything being impossible. The scripture only talks about what's possible, right? It says, if thou canst believe, all things are what? Possible to them that believe. And that all things are possible to God. So a miracle is just confirming what is possible. All things are possible. You just have to decide what's possible for you. What's possible for you? What do you see? Impossible means what? It's able to be done. All things are able to be done by God. And who is God? Your thought. Your thought is the creative power within you. Because in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And then the Word becomes flesh. You see, in the Word, he came into the world, but the world received him not. See, the world gonna tell you, you can't get nothing through imagination. You can't get it. That's not how it works. You gotta work for what you want. The world's not receiving that message. He said everything that was created by him. Who's him? The Word. And there was nothing that was created that was not created by him. Who was him? The Word. Everything was first a thought. Everything. Everything comes from thought. It comes into the mind of man. How to use electricity to light up the world. How to use electricity, put energy in a battery, right? Put it in a cell phone, put it in a TV, right? How to capture radio waves, right? Microwaves, right? How those things come and is dropped in the mind of man. Everything was first a thought. Somebody thought everything that we experiencing physically that wasn't here on this plane when we got here, right? It came through the mind of man, because the mind of man and the mind of God are one. So yeah, we don't need feathers. We don't need wings. We don't need feathers to fly on this third dimensional plane. So we built a mechanical bird. That's how we fly. Right? We want to go into the depths of the ocean. We can only go so far in that ocean floor physically, right? Right now, anyway, with our submarines and our torpedoes and all of those things, we have to view the ocean floor, right? But if we have a will, we make a way, right? If we got a will, we make a way. So what's your will? Go ahead, Latoxic.
I was gonna say, I just saw something on Twitter today. It was just a video of this guy. I don't remember his name, and so he might be, popular or something. I just don't know who he is. But anyway, he said that he had this idea where, so I guess he teaches memory courses or taught memory courses or something like that. Maybe that would ring a bell with somebody. I don't know who he is. But he basically said that he wanted to earn $100,000 a week without having to work for it. And, obviously, like, that's an insane amount of money to earn a week, right? So, anyway, long story short, he said he was minding his business. He was sitting at a deli eating his sandwich, and there was a guy sitting in front of him who was popular and was doing some infomercials on a different topic. And so they struck up a conversation, and the guy was like, "Oh, you're the guy who teaches memory." He was like, "You should do infomercials." And he was like, "Oh no, that's not gonna work. Like, that's not really. I don't think it'll sell. Blah 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 blah." And the guy said, "Well, like, I'd love to. Like, I'll put the money in for you."
I feel like I heard this story, but go ahead.
You probably heard it, yeah. 'Cause I think it was the video looked like it was from the 90s or something. I don't know. I'm sure it's been around. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure I'm not the first person to share, but
I just don't recall it like you, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not. This is the first time I've seen this video, so I'm probably not doing it justice. But he basically was saying, like, this guy is like, "Oh, I'll put the money up for you to start, doing your infomercials." And he was like, "Oh, I'll think about it, And then a week or so passes, or however long passes, and he meets up with a different guy who also does infomercials, and he says the same thing to him. He's like, "Well, you should really do infomercials for this memory thing." And he's like, "Well, listen, whoever sends me the contract first to get started, I'll do it." And the second guy ended up sending him the contract the fastest. And so, he ended up doing it. And then I think long story short, his first royalty check was for like $249,000 or something like that, like something insane. And then like the week after that, his check was over $100,000. So long story short, he was getting these weekly royalty checks.
Wow.
Because of this one thing, because it ended up becoming a crazy bestseller because of, just people wanting to learn about how to retain their memory.
Yes. And it'd be something so simple, right?
I'm telling you.
Like I saw one of those TikTok videos, they were talking about the stuff that people have made money from, just the wackiest thing. Like somebody was selling, pet rocks, right?
Right.
And then somebody was selling fresh air in a can.
Listen.
I almost fell over. This stuff that happened in the 90s, the different things that people have sold, and it was just so simple, and it was just would be like the latest craze, and people make their, like, remember the fanny pack, it's making their way back, but back in the 90s, that 80s, 90s, that was the right. It's just like the stuff that, and so you just gotta trust your intuition, trust that desire within you. And like I said, all he wanted was 100. He didn't know how he was gonna. He didn't know. Oh, let me talk about my how to retain memory. Right? Somebody else suggested that to him. Right? Man, I could see you really doing great things with that. Right?
It was not. It just came upon him, and it kept coming up until
he was like, "Yeah, okay, well, let me give it a shot because it's something I love to talk about." Right? So he wasn't doing something that was outside of himself. Right? He was doing something that was innate, that was natural, that was effortless, right? So we're always taught to do the hard thing, but was that hard for him?
Right. It was something he knew like the back of his hand.
We should be doing the easy thing, but we are always told do the hard thing. Like I had made a video, and so a teacher posted under my video saying that he gave his students 2 books about how to do the hard and how to do the difficult, and that's the only way to go about life because everybody's doing easy things and they're not being successful. That's not what. No, we overlook the easy. If our mind tell us to do something, we be like it can't be that simple.
Let me just say this.
And we just overlook stuff, right? The intuition would tell you to do something so easy. But go ahead.
No, sir. Yeah, you're totally fine. Yeah, that I will just say this. In the time, so I've had ups and downs, ebbs and flows in terms of like whether I'm busy with work or not busy with work. You know, I get paid a certain amount per hour because I'm a contractor. I work for myself, and I also have another side of my business that is basically you can get paid twice as much for what I currently get paid. So I do project management and then I do software. And for that software skill, I can basically get paid. It's the hourly rate is twice as much. And long story short, I'm over here like, I can work a little smooth 20 hours a week. That's really nothing to me. Like, that's actually nothing. That's easy. That's actually the pace at which I want to live my life. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I could actually just do the software stuff and get paid more and still either do the same amount or way less and get paid the same. Like it doesn't always have to be like this crazy thing where you have to hustle and burn yourself out and do all this crazy, plays, and you don't have to do all that. Just take the easy route and see how that goes.
Yep. But we've been so conditioned to, if it, like I was watching, I like murder mysteries, right? And so I was watching last night, Murder on the Nile. And it had like Betty Davis in it. You saw that? You saw that before?
Yes, I've seen all of those.
yes. I had to. Every time a new one come out, every time he comes out on Venus, Murder on Venus. Yep, I watch them all. Yep. And so, well, you know how sometimes like the ladies in the really wealthy, whatever. And so it's like people working on the side of the road and the really expensive car drives past and they shoot to the people working on the road. It was like, a rich lady, must be nice. I got to work for a living. I was like, see that right there. Like, I want that life. I'm like, man, look at her house, just beautiful, just riding horses. Or, I mean, it was kind of messed up how she got her husband, right? She stole her cousin's man, but
about that part of the story, yes.
But yeah, that's a mute point. The thing I was looking at was the lifestyle that she had, right? She just living. She was a trust fund. I think her family had already transitioned, and she just had this big old house, horses. She go on honeymoon and she gone for a month to Egypt and, just living her best life and not a care in the world, right? Everything is done for her. Got all the people that's going to maintain her home and, I'm just like, and the world try to tell you that's not the type of life you want. You just don't want to be able to go wherever you want to do and do what you ever do. Like you just gonna be sitting somewhere like you're going to get bored with life if you don't have to go to work and go work a 9 to 5. Right? They try to convince you that you're going to be but I'm like, but the wealthy are not trying to go out there and work no damn job to fill their hours of a day.
I'd be bored at work too.
Right.
I'm bored.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that whole concept of there's so much to experience and enjoy in life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They must don't travel.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this world is so vast, so big. You have so many places, 7 continents that you can go explore. Hell, just America on its own has just the different time zones and the different weather. You got the East Coast, the West Coast. Florida's like the Caribbean, especially Miami, right? And then you got the Rocky Mountains, you got the ice cap mountain. You got the plains, you got the valleys, you got the Midwest. You got everything in this country alone. In this country.
People tell those stories, I think, because they have convinced themselves they can't have it. And just like, we always talk about, they always say the wealthy man is out here AB and their wives. Look, I live around very affluent people. I see them bouncing around HEB. I don't see no black eyes. They look very happy to me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's that color purple thing. Everybody ain't out here doing that. It's some happy people.
That's
Stop it.
They say that about marriage. They say that about, I mean,
yes.
You know, I come from a family that, you know, has had different marriage stories. And it's so funny because in my nuclear family, people have gotten divorced. But in my external family, those couples are very happy. And I know them very well. I've known them my whole life. Mm-hmm. A whole bunch of happily married couples, Black happily married couples to be specific. So in my mind, I'm like, it's just all the narrative people. I think what it is that people don't want.
And they try to make you think that all rich people are just helter skelter, right? Like they just all, you know, because you hear about, you know, what they sensationalize in the Epstein files. Oh, this person, all that. They are such a smidgen of who wealthy, you know what I'm saying? They are just such a small percentage of all the celebrity. You got to put them in their own little bucket and move them over to the side. Because we don't know those people. We don't. And again, what you hear in the tabloids and on the news, and they aren't always telling you what they spending stuff because they're trying to make money.
Yes, and they're trying to keep you broke and working hard.
Right, and they sell sensationalism. Mm-hmm. Salacious gossip is what, because people find like, man, well, it kind of make people feel good for not being rich. Oh, yeah, because I probably had those problems, right? They tell you more money, more problems. Right? They try to convince, you know, so it's like you cannot even feed your mind with that type of, you have to decide, well, who you're going to be as a rich, wealthy person.
Exactly. People want you to hate, they want you to focus on the quote elites.
Mm-hmm.
That whole conversation. It's like, for what? What is that going to do for you?
It's all smoke and mirrors. You know, most people that I know that are very wealthy are very nice, very generous, very kind, very happy. I'm not afraid of the cops. I'm not afraid of this. You know, I don't buy into the narratives. That's not what I ascribe to. I'm not a victim. I'm not a sufferer. I'm not a slave. I am a successful, happy person, and you just have to live in that.
Yep, like somebody said, people say money can't buy happiness, and those people ain't never had none, right? Yep. Because to me, these celebrities is not happy with money. They got problems. Because what?
Yeah, that's because that's their own personal issues.
That ain't, you know what I'm
Like,
saying?
money's not the problem.
It's not the problem, right? They're trying to equate their unhappiness with their wealth, and they are not. You don't even have wealth; you have money. Because if you had true wealth, you would know that the wealth is within, not on the external is just a projection of the internal.
Yep. Because there's some people that chase material things, you know, you'll get this car and now you want this one, you know, so things don't make you happy because you're already seeking validation on the external world anyway. It's inside out. So if you are already happy on the inside, material things are just the cherry on top.
Yep.
Yeah, I always say that money cannot unlame a lame. Like, if you're lame, you're just gonna be lame. Like, if you're not lame, if you're just a cool person and you just enjoying life, money will just enhance that. But money can never add on to a negative to make it a positive. It's just gonna be, you know, that person's just gonna be lame regardless. Unfortunately,
I say give yourself all that you can allow yourself to have. Give yourself all that you. Because it's only you in the world anyway. Mm-hmm. The world is literally at your command. The world is here to serve you. We have to stop thinking we're here to serve the world. I know that we hear that all the time. We even hear from these supposed masters and gurus. Oh, we're here to serve. We're here to create. There's a difference. We're here to command reality. Because how can you both be, you're the master as well as the servant of the world? How both can be true? How you both master and servant? Which one are you? Pick a side. Pick a lane. Are you here to serve the world or are you here to master it? Because that's what's confusing. Right? When I hear Joseph Murphy and Neville Goddard talk about, oh, you're here to serve, or you here to serve, you're here to, no, I'm here to create. I'm here to create. I'm here to command the reality in which I want to experience. Because here's the thing. Yes, you're going to have selfish people that are just want to keep it to themselves. And that's okay. And then you have people that they want to share with the world, and that's okay. Neither one are wrong. Right? I'm like, well, I know what I want to share. I want to tell everybody. I'm going to tell everybody this is my song, right? And then other people like, no, I can't tell because I can't let everybody know this, because they think if other people know it, too many people know it, then it ain't going to be enough to go around. That's lack mentality. Because how I end it, because I get my millions, I have my wealthy life. How does that stop you from living your best life? It doesn't. There's enough, the pie's big enough for everybody to get a slice. The one, once the one pie was made, that wasn't the only pie made. Not only do you get to have a slice, you get the whole damn pie. And then another one coming down the belt. And then another one coming down the belt. And then another one coming down the belt. It just ain't one pie. It's infinite pies. It's infinite pies. Just what kind of pie you want? Some people want cherry, some people want blueberry, some people want peach cobbler, some people, right? Like,
I want a patty pie. I'm the pie factory.
See?
Period. One thing I can think of when I think of patty pie is that guy singing that song.
Oh yeah, patty pie.
Oh. All right, Noye. All right. 100 days. All right. Let's go. That's awesome. Let's see. Ooh, yes. Yep. We got to stop thinking that it's limited, right? And stop thinking because that's their story, that has to be your story. That's the law they created for themselves. Now you create your own law. You get to say, like when we talk, a lot of times we have that tendency to say rich people as if we're not one of them. No, we're rich too. And rich people are not a monolith. Everybody doing something different with their money. Everybody not doing the same thing with their money. Everybody not investing the same way. Everybody not spending that. Everybody's not traveling the same. Everybody's not, right? Everybody is living according to how they perceive themselves being. And so it's just all about, how do you see yourself? Write your story. What are you going to do in this lifetime? Right? Because you don't have now. And so it's just about, let me go ahead and jump into the deep end. Let me deep dive into the ocean. Right? Because you want a whale, you got to go swim with big fish. That's the only way you're going to catch a whale. The whale is not in the shallow waters. Sorry. You're just not going to find a whale in the shallow waters. You cannot be shallow if you're trying to do big things. Big things require you to go into the deep end. You got to go deep, right? We know just like how when we build things, whether it's something like really tall trees, right? The oak tree, the bamboo tree, all of these trees, they got to go deep to go tall, right? Our skyscrapers, right? They got to go down deep before they can ever elevate up into the sky, right? So that's what you have to know. I got to dig deep. I got to go deep within my own self. I got to go deep within in order to shoot up to the sky, in order to land on the moon, in order to touch the heavens, in order to reach for the stars. I got to go deep. Got to go within, right? These seeds got to go within the earth. When you build houses and skyscrapers, they got to go deep into the earth. What's the earth? The heart of the matter, the core, the center. That's what you have to do. You can't be scared. You gotta just go ahead, just go ahead and jump. Just like when you trying to test the waters, trying to ease them. It take you forever to get in that pool. But if you just jump in the pool, man, that cold water lasts about a second. But while you trying to go in there slowly, it's cold forever. What you gonna say to the toxic?
I just reminded me of that guy. I'm sure you've heard the story. The guy who jumps in the Lake Michigan from Chicago. He jumps in Lake Michigan every day in the winter.
Really?
I saw that on y'all news here on TikTok.
Oh, wow.
Follow all the news stations. Anyway, so yeah, some guy jumps right into Lake Michigan.
Every winter, huh? Okay. All right, dude. Do you?
That's how he starts his day. Think of that.
He must be out there in Lake Zurich or something. He must be out there way up north. It got him a little house.
I saw the city skyline in the background. I think he was right off of what's it called? That Michigan? What's it called?
You have Magnificent Mile. You have River. What's it called?
Riverwalk.
Yeah, the Riverwalk. Yeah, you have condos and stuff over there too. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll find it and try to send it to you.
That's funny. She said him brave. I know, right? I ain't saying that. I ain't literally jump into no doggone ocean. Figuratively. This is figuratively. Don't be jumping into no lakes. I would not. I would not recommend it. But hey, if that's what your soul desires, He knows within himself nothing's going to happen, right? He's done it. He continues to do kind of like that guy. What's his name? William Hoff. He takes those ice baths and he climbs Mount Everest in boxer shorts, right? He's conditioned his mind, which has conditioned his body to experience extreme weather conditions. I personally don't need to do that. But hey, kudos to you who feel like they want to challenge their mind and their body in that way. Yep. So there have been many people that have done it. They've conditioned their mind and their body to experience those extreme. A lot of people take ice baths, right? They get in there and they take the ice bath. Whatever it's supposed to do, whatever they're saying it's supposed to do. I don't know if it makes them a better person, a better human. It challenges them to do amazing, exceptional things. I don't know what benefit, maybe it's regular, maybe it's giving them the body that they, I don't know. I guess it probably makes them rich though if you all on YouTube.
There may not be any real reason.
Just because they want to do it. That's what you say about God. God don't need no reason to do anything, right? Because He can. God doesn't need it. We keep trying to find an explanation. We need a why. No, you don't. You don't need a why. The only reason why you feel like you have a why, because if you don't have a why, you're going to change your mind. Because you're thinking, and if I don't have a reason for why I'm doing it, I'm bound not to stay steadfast with my choice. But then you better come up with the reason then. If you think you need the reasons that we're here, the reasons that we feel, right? If you feel like you need a reason, then you need to come up with a very good one. But I know the only reason I need is because I can. I know I can be what I want to be. If I work, I'm not working hard at it though. The choosing it. I know, Ray, they release the burden to need a reason. You don't need a reason. You are the reason. You are the reason. Your existence, the reason you're here, that's a reason enough. Because I am. That's the only reason you need. You don't need any other reason. Because you can. Think about it. The world does, those who we judge. I can't believe, why would they do that? Because they thought about it and saw that it was possible. And that's why they did it. Because who gonna check them? Who's going to stop them? They're making the rules. Because they realize there are no rules. It's their reality. And they get to, we restrict ourselves from experience this life not knowing who we are, right? Like when we talk about the Bible and we talk about the Gospels and you have the Christ comparing the kingdom of God first of all, he compares heaven to a kingdom, right? Compares heaven to the kingdom of God. You are the king in this scenario, in this parable. When you understand, right, you rule as the king and the queen, right? Because you have the divine feminine as well as divine masculine within you, right? And I asked ChatGPT to give me the chessboard from an esoteric perspective, right? Because I never fully learned how to play chess when I was in I want to say my junior year of high school. They were going to start to teach us how to play it, but they never really got in them. I kind of got away from it. I remembered some of the way some of the chess pieces moved, but I never really delved into it. But we know the queen is the most powerful, right? Queen, the feminine, right? Can move anywhere, but the king is limited in where he could go, right? Which is basically your physical body. Your physical body is limited in where it can go, right? That's what the king represents. But the queen represents what? The womb of creation, represents the divine feminine, represents your imagination, and can go anywhere. I didn't continue to do the breakdown yet. I just read those two. I'm like, oh man, I gotta finish. I think I got sleepy yesterday. I gotta finish reading like the bishop and the pawn and the rook, right? And finding out what those different chess pieces can do on the board, and letting you know that the chess board being black and white represents the duality here on this third dimensional plane. It's just like everything in our world is spiritual. As much as we want to get away, everything is spiritual. Everything, every card game, everything we do, checkers, chess, every sports game, everything we do, every board game, it's all esoteric. It's all spiritual. None of this stuff is by happenstance. All of these things are coming from the divine mind. Okay, Mia. And so I was saying about understanding that the heaven is said as the kingdom of God, and as a king, do you do anything as a king? The king kind of just, the king and the queen, the royalty, the royal people, right? The royalty, do they work? They have subjects, right? And the subjects, which is your external world, which is everyone that's in your reality, are your subjects. And you get to determine how you're going to rule your kingdom, right? You can rule your kingdom with an iron fist, or you can rule your kingdom with love. You get to decide, though. Some people rule their kingdom with an iron fist, with control, manipulation, coercion. And then you have other people, they rule their kingdom with love, right? They understand that, they're going to treat their subjects with love and kindness and compassion, and treat them like they're, just amazing to have them in their world, in their kingdom, and, as their subjects, and making sure that they're well taken care of, making sure that they, are enjoying their time as being subjects. Understand that when you're the king and you're the queen, you're only commanding reality, and everything else is done for you, right? The king does not work in the field, correct? King doesn't work. The king ain't doing no labor. Like with the desire, you don't make your desires happen. You don't work. You command, you send forth the decree. Hear ye. Thus say the king of whatever your land is. Right? You whoever that position that person is, right? You got the scroll, and he comes out and say, "Oh, hear ye, thus saith the king of Tarsus, or king of Egypt," or whatever, right? And they send forth the decree. And then the subjects have to do what? They have to honor the king's commands. So now you have to ask yourself, what are you decreeing in your land? What decree are you sending forth to your subjects? And many of us are acting as though we're the servant instead of the king. Yep. But the king is not concerned with the how. The king don't care how you go about doing it. The king only cares that it gets done. The king don't need you to come tell me, well, I'm preparing you a meal tonight. And before I prepare the meal, king, I gotta kill the chicken. I gotta, get all the feathers off of it. I gotta do it. All it wants is the prepared meal. How you got to the prepared, don't care. I don't care. I don't need all the details. I don't care how you figured out how to plant, and how you built the moat, how you built the bridge, I don't need to know all that. Just do it. Because the king is just it's really a dictator, right? The king dictates and gets the most well-renowned, most educated, most skilled labor to do the things that he wants, right? He makes sure he has the best of the best laying the foundation. Doesn't care that other people know more than him. He the king. He could care less how skilled you are building the bridge, how skilled you are making the castle. He not scared that you know more than him. He the king. You only in this position because he put you there. So not intimidated by the laborers. Right? And that's what we hear about businessmen, right? Those who own company CEOs, right? They make sure they employ the best of the best. I'm getting the best minds together. The best minds are going to bring this company together, right? And they're not intimidated by who went to, Oxford, or who went to Yale or to Stanford, or who all went and they want the best. They want the Ivy League, the MITs. They want those people working for their company. All right? You just got to send out your decree and decide what it is that you want in your land. This is your kingdom. This is your kingdom will come. Your will be done. Your will is always being our Father who art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. Because who's the Father in heaven? Your awareness, right? Your imagination. The will of the Father, the will of your imagination is always being done. But here's the question. What are you imagining? I gotta work too hard. I don't have enough money. I'm not loved. I'm lonely. I'm confused. A king is not talking about, right? The king goes within. Who is the king's closest confidant? The queen. The queen. They're intuitive, right? The queen is led. The queen, right, is your I am. That's who you're supposed to be confiding with. That's your confidant. That's when you go to sleep, that's who you're communing with to get direction. What should I do? Where should I go? Make it plain, make it clear that I'm not even questioning the right path, because you told me that you would make my crooked path straight. You told me if I delight myself in the law, you give me the desires of my heart. You said, for my delight is in the law of the Lord, and upon this law I meditate day and night. And then what? I should be like a tree planted by the rivers, who brings forth its fruit in due season, whose leaves never wither, and all that I do prospers. Everything I do is supposed to prosper. That's the word. And I gotta stand on your word. That's the word. So how am I faltering? How am I failing? How is this not happening? faith. You don't have faith. Because without the faith, it is impossible to please him. You gotta, and faith means to know a thing without physically seeing it. To accept the reality of a thing without knowing how it's going to happen. Why? Because it's already done. Do you believe? Do you accept? Do you know that the works are finished? Or do you think you have to make a thing so? Or do you know that it's already so? Do you know you're just supposed to go about living your best life and allow, like Latoxi was saying, this man's how I want to make $100,000 a week, but I don't want to have to work for it. And he was already sitting on a pot of gold. He was already sitting on a pot of gold. He was on the oil. Oil was right underneath him and he didn't even know it. Somebody else pointing him to his pot of gold. Man, you talking about 100,000. You're going to make millions, tens of hundreds of millions. You already sitting on your gift. You're already sitting on your treasure chest. You are the goose that laid the golden egg. You're the goose. You are the rainbow with the pot of gold at the end. That's you. You're it. It's already. It's like, can you see it? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? This is where you have to talk to yourself and remind yourself of who you are, lest you forget. Don't backslide, but God married to the backslider. Just God married to the backslider. God ain't never separate from you. Even though you may be a wayward soul, even though you may be a prodigal son, lost at sea, lost in a field, when you wasted all that you had. God, which is the I am, is just waiting for you to remember who you are. Just waiting for you to come on home. And the moment you be like, oh yeah, I'm that. Your awareness is like, yes, you are. It's about goddamn time. But there's no time like the present. I'm not even going to condemn you. I'm not going to judge you. I'm just bring the robe, bring the fatted calf, bring everything. Like, we about to have a party. It's a party, y'all. We about to celebrate. It's about to celebrate a party. It's party time now, y'all. Woo! Because now they remember who they are. They know who they is. They remember whose they is. Now you're going to act accordingly. You're God. Are you going to act accordingly? Are you going to keep making, well? No, ain't no well. Just go ahead and leap. Go on and trust. Go ahead and trust. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling and present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise God, our Savior, both dominion and power, both now and forever. Amen. That's Jude. That's in the book of Jude. It is impossible for God to fail. That's why Psalm 23 says, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not. You'll never be in want of confirmation of what you really believe. See, God has never failed you to give you exactly what you believe you can have. The thing you believe that you could have, you always got. You always got everything you believed you could have. You probably didn't believe you could have much, which is why you don't have much. You believed that life was a struggle, so life was a struggle. Like, you're always getting confirmation of what you believe. Always. Now you just got to change what you believe. You shall not want. You should never lack confirmation of where you reside consciously. You will always be confirmed. Always. So who have you believed? Whose report have you believed? What you believe in? It's up to you. The ball is in your court. It's up to you to decide. And that's all it takes. Those 4 steps is the same thing said, they're just in a different way. Because there's only one step. It's one question. Who do you say that I am? Whoever you say that you are, that's what you should be. Who do you say that I am? That's the only question. Because you never have to verbalize thank you, right? That can just the thanks is just an inner knowing and an acceptance, right? It's the same as believe. The giving thanks, the prayer is the same as believing, is the same as receiving. They're all the same. They're all one. There is no separation. All is one. We just say it like this to make sense, to make it logical, to make us easy to accept this truth. So we break it down into parts, right? When they talk about the 7 universal laws, it's still one law. You could talk about the law of mentalism. You could talk about the law of polarity. You could talk about the law of vibration. You could talk about the law of cause and effect. It's still only one law. All those laws are saying one thing. It's you, baby. It's you. At the end of the day, that's the only law, is you. We just break them down. I mean, some people take the 7 and make them 14. Then somebody take the 14 and make them 21. And then somebody take the 21 and make it 50. And somebody else take the 50 and make it 200. They just saying the same thing a different way. It's the same. It's only one law. You are that law. There's only one God. You're that. There's only one mind. There's only one consciousness. There's only one faith. There's only one Lord. There's only one baptism. There's only one. You're it. Right, Neo? Neo of the Matrix? An anagram for one, right? You are the one that you have been looking for. You're Neo. Ain't nobody come to save you. Only you can save you. Everybody else is just playing a part in your reality, assisting you in your creation. So if you need assistance in continuing hardship, somebody gonna come help you. Make sure that you experience hardship. You believe that life is easy and effortless and wonderful and amazing, and everyone means you only good. Nobody's opposing you. No one's against you. Your world is going to confirm that to you. Because the world is always going to give you back what you give it. Pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give unto your bosoms. And you think it's only talking about the good stuff. It's talking about all the stuff. It's talking about whatever you cook up in your mind. Whatever seeds you allow to fester, to grow in your mind will be reflected back to you, multiplied, magnified, in good measure. That part. Miss me with the Hey, that's what I like. That's what I like the Bridgerton, right? Queen Charlotte. She just laying around eating her grapes. What do I want to do today? Tell my girlfriend, my ladies in waiting to come, and we gonna, they been doing, it's like, but we scoff at that. But that was the external showing us about the internal, right? That external, the because what we have to understand is that the royals did not make concessions or did not try to apologize for their wealth, right? Like we would say, oh, they're living in excess. Oh, they're living in, like when I watch The Gilded Age and they have these balls and they have food enough to feed 1,000 people and they only got 100 or 200 guests. Do you think they cared that the food didn't all get ate? They were going to do it again the next week. They're going to do it again. They were going to do it again. Get all dressed up, get all dial up their avatars, dress all up, put on their smell good, put on their most expensive garbs, go and they were going to do it all again. And didn't care about what nobody thought. You think they cared that they had 100 servants wishing they had that life? They weren't apologizing for their life. And it's like, because we know this world is make-believe, or do we? Do we know? Do we know that the world is make-believe? Do we know that? And when I say make-believe, I'm saying like we're making this stuff up, right? We're creating laws. We're creating regulations. We're creating principles, right? Right? Because we know, like in today's society, we have a credit report. You do know that wasn't always a thing, right? You know, we made up a credit report. And we know in this society why the credit report was made. Because we had a certain people in this society who did not see themselves as equal, as worthy. They were convinced that they were less than in another segment of the society. And so as long as you continue, as long as this group of people continue to see that they have to jump over hurdles, have to be seen as worthy, have to be seen as human, have to be seen as equal in another person's eyes, then they were continually keep creating hurdles and barriers for themselves. So that's why we got credit reports and redlining and gentrification, right? Like, it's not that old. So, you know, but that's why you told to be in the world, but not of the world, because you have to understand that those constructs, those systems do not apply to you. That the moment that you say that you want a thing, I don't care what barrier is in the way, has to be dissolved. It's just not going to apply to you. And you hear it all the time. I don't know how I got that house. I didn't have no money. My credit report was shot. Somebody gifted me money. Somebody gifted me the house. You know, like it was so many ways, because it's always going to be the least path of resistance that the field, our quantum field, travels, right? We call it the electromagnetic field, right? It's always going to go, like you say, it's water. Water doesn't struggle to go, it just flows. It flows effortlessly. If it's rocks in the way, it just goes over the rock, right? It doesn't let the rock, you know, or pushes up against the rock until eventually it may wear that rock down, right? Until eventually the rock becomes a nothing, but it becomes a nothing, right? So, yeah, it's like, do you think a lot? Like the world tells you not to think. Even the spiritual community tells you not to think. No, you're supposed to think. You're supposed to contemplate. You're supposed to let us reason together. Let me commune with my own self. What is commune? Communication. But a conversation is two ways, right? So sometimes you do have to be quiet in order to hear what the Spirit says unto the church, right? But a conversation is always two ways. It's not one way. So you talk, and sometimes you get quiet, like, and then the answer comes, and then it's revealed, and you're like, oh, I'm so glad I had this conversation today. I'm so glad I asked these questions. I wanted to know. I'm glad I went unto my Lord. Your Lord is your I am. I went into my God. I went into my Lord, and I said, what's going on? Show me the way. Make my way straight. Reveal to me the perfect plan. I cannot miss it. It won't go by me. It won't miss me. It will be revealed to me. The perfect answer will be revealed to me. Don't say you don't know. Say it will be. It will be known. It shall be shown to you. And you can't miss it. It won't sneak by you. You'll get it. And just be open to how it comes. Say, I found to just allow. Yes. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's what it's about. And, you do have to get quiet, which means get still, which means settle down, settle your mind down, right? Stop letting, bring those sheep in together. Bring those sheep in together. And let them, don't let it be all rambling. Don't let them be all rambling all over the place. No. Focus. It doesn't mean to stop thinking. Focus the thinking. Focus your mind. That's what you're focusing the mind. That's what stillness means. In the focusing, sometimes it could just be soft music. Some people can get their mind like where they're not all anxious and nervous and not all over the place, and where their mind, some people listen to nice instrumental music, they listen to the classical music, or sometimes they just listen to their own breath, right? Some people just listen to like whatever it is that helps you get into that state of ease and flow, relaxation. Right? So it could be you're taking a bath, you're taking a shower, you're cleaning, right? Because then your mind is kind of focused, right? You kind of just, you know where you want to, how you want your house to look, how you want it to be cleaned. Maybe you're cooking, maybe that's something that relaxes you, right? Whatever relaxes you, maybe playing a puzzle, maybe reading a good fantasy, a novel, or good, whatever can bring you to a center. Where your mind ain't all over the place. All right. Now, because when we say all over the place, that you're not allowing your mind to go to the negative. That's what we mean. When they're saying your mind is not all over the place, your mind is all helter-skelter, it's talking about not allowing your mind to go to the worst case scenario. That you allow your mind to what? Because the Bible says to think a certain way. It doesn't tell you not. When the Christ says take no thought, it isn't saying not to think. It's saying not to try to figure out how. See, we know that spelling can be trickery. We know the English language can be very trickery. And so people think when they hear take no thought, they just not supposed to have no thoughts at all. Because then that goes against as a man thinks, so is he. And it goes against, well, if you're going to think, this is how you should think. And then you got the Christ almost not even to have a thought? Come on now. It's not what he's saying. He's telling you not to worry about the how, because you have need of all of these things. Your Father knows how to give it to you. You ain't got to try to figure out how it's coming. No, it's already there. Right? Take no thought for tomorrow. Which means what? Don't worry about it. It's not saying not to plan for tomorrow. We plan all the damn time. right? We plan to go on trips. We plan to go to work. We plan to plant we plant seeds. We plant days. We plan all the time. It's saying don't worry about tomorrow. Don't be anxious about tomorrow. Be certain about tomorrow. Because your good shall surely come. Yep. Yep. So beautiful. So beautiful. It's just like, we just need clarity about things. And again, it's not that what I'm saying is, you could take it or leave. You take it with a grain of salt. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. I'm all about easy. I just wanted to find the easiest way. Because this life is supposed to be like Gigi would say, Jesus didn't work that hard. I ain't trying to either. He just would say, Father, look, I know you hear me. And he would ask the question, do you think I can do this? Do you believe I can do this? Well, then it's done. That's all, right? He said, I ain't do nothing. Your faith did it. The Father in you. That's who doing the work. With the Father in me, that's who doing the work. I didn't do nothing. I don't take credit for nothing. I just spoke the word. I just asked if you had faith enough to make it so, then it would be so. That's it. So, you just gotta ask, do you trust? Do you believe? Do you have faith? Do whatever you need to do to get your mind away from trying to figure it out. There's nothing to figure out. There's nothing to figure out. Just do the thing that comes to mind. Sometimes, sit with yourself and see what the first thing that comes to mind. And if it's of good, right? Like the difference between doing something that would hurt another person. So that's not of the good. And then or God. And then hey, I feel like it's saying that I should eat this, and I don't even know why I have a taste for this. It's not, do it anyway. I don't even normally, I don't wear that. No, I haven't wore that in years. I haven't been that place in. Because a lot of times you can't let logic, when we try to be too logical, and we be messing stuff up trying to use logic. Because the ways of the infinite is not our way. So when we be thinking like, and I've done it. I've thought about doing something and then went with my second mind and like, damn, I should have went with my first mind. Don't you do that? Have y'all ever did that? I know I can't be the only one that have thought something and then was like, no, not that. And then I think again and it'd be something different than what I first thought. And then I went with that second thing and that wasn't where it was at. Yes. So we have to start trusting that first mind, that intuition, letting our intuition really lead us and guide us, because it's not going to lead us down a path. We say it leads us down a path of righteousness for its name's sake. What is the namesake? The nature. What is the nature? Good. Say, I lead us down the path of righteousness. What is righteousness? Right thinking, right action. For its namesake, for its nature. Because God don't mean us no harm. God is not trying to do, and we just have to be more leaning into that first mind. Trusting that first mind, regardless of how crazy it seems or how it don't make sense. That's the thing. The thing that don't make sense is the thing we should be doing. Because to the logic, because it's not supposed to make sense. That's how you know that's what you should be doing when it doesn't make any sense. Because all of us could attest to when we had a desire and it came to fruition, it did not happen in any way in which we thought it would happen. It totally seemed like it came out of left field, right? We say that a lot. Man, it came out of left field. I would have never thought, I don't know why I was going this way. Why I turned this way. I wasn't even thinking, and I turned down this road and I went to this one. Yeah. And so I'm saying this because I'm talking to myself, because I need to trust my first mind more. I need to go with my intuition. I need to go when thoughts come to me to do it then, right? To do the thing that first comes to mind. Do the thing that first comes to mind, not try to talk myself out of the first thing that came. Yep. Well, Kevin, Latoxic, y'all have anything else? I don't know. I've been talking. My mouth and got dry now.
No, I've been enjoying it like I always do. I enjoy it.
Thank you.
Hard same. I what you were saying about the first thought. You know, there's a saying, it's first thought, best thought.
Mm-hmm.
And, but separately, I think what I've noticed more now, as I've been trying to listen to myself, is the nagging. Certain things will nag at me.
Mm-hmm.
And long story short, a few months ago, I had a dream. That my brother's wife was pregnant. Why would I be given that dream? Who knows? No clue. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what I was supposed to do with that information, but it just nagged at me, and I don't ever have dreams like that, really. So anyway, I ended up, just keeping it to myself, but I was thinking to myself, now, why am I going to ask my brother if his wife is pregnant? Like, that's kind of a crazy thing to ask, But anyway, a couple weeks after that, he sent us a picture of an ultrasound.
Oh, congratulations!
This doesn't happen to me very often, but it was one of those things that it was just like, it was nagging at me. What I noticed was how it was nagging at me, and I kept being reminded, I should ask him about him. I should ask him about this, and I'm like, wow, that sounds weird. It's probably gonna sound crazy,
People have dreams of people being pregnant all the time. Why do you think that would be crazy?
In my mind, I think to myself, why would I know this? Like, why would this be information that I would even know? Like, why would it be?
I'm like, I had the craziest dream. I had a dream that your wife was pregnant.
Yeah, it's just like, I know, I think that's all I had to say, but in my mind, I think I was just like, I don't know.
Overthinking it, just like.
I was overthinking it. And, I think the last time, so long story short, I ended up telling my mom about it when he sent the pictures, and she was like, oh, yeah, you predicted your sister's birth when you were, like, a kid.
Oh, so I guess this is something you do, huh? You have a gift of knowing, precognition.
I don't know. no clue. Not sure why that's important. But I don't think it's very important, but it was just one of those weird things where I noticed that it was nagging at me.
Oh, okay.
That was really what I think I learned from the situation, was to pay attention to those moments of just like when things when things just won't leave my mind, just to really think about that. And that's what reminds me about, don't dream about Marcy. Don't worry, Marcy, I got you covered. Don't worry. It's just one of those things that reminded me, I need to really be paying more attention to what I'm thinking and like those thoughts that come to my mind. That's all. It was just one of those things that made me think like, I have to start paying more attention to these moments.
Yeah. So we have some more guests up here. What is it? Is this XX Heart? How do you say how you doing?
Hi. Most people just say Black Heart X.
Black Heart X. Okay.
Yes. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to be quiet for the roommates. How are y'all doing today?
Oh, great. How are you?
Awesome. I'm okay.
Good.
I came on here because I just had this revelation. I was journaling tonight, and about something in my past. And I know sometimes you talk on here about like God and Christianity, and I saw this quote about Lot's wife looking backward and turning into a pillar of salt, and I realized I did that. And yeah, I just like wanted to hear your take on that. Like, what do you think about it? Because I've been on your lives before, and one time I was asking about revision, but even then, I still think that's me looking backward into the past and just manifesting more of this pillar of salt. So, what's your take?
Yeah, that basically is what it is. When you look back, you get stuck in your past. That's all the pillar of salt represents a preservative. That's what salt is. It preserves. So when you look back on life, so the looking back aspect is when you're desiring to be experience a certain thing, right? You decided, I'm going to, let's say, express health in your body. The looking back aspect would talk about all the symptoms that are correlated or associated with the disease. So how can you be healthy? How can you be claiming health and at the same time talking about the symptoms of the disease?
Right.
So you're looking back on the old state and you're causing it to remain firm or permanent in your reality.
Right. And like for me, my old state was I knew these people in the past, and then I blocked them, and then yeah, I'm good. And like for some reason, I feel like I know nobody like can manifest in your reality, but I really do feel like this was just a bridge of incidents that somebody else maybe like scripted out or something, because it just felt so out of character for me looking back on it. But yeah, I just kept looking back at these people. And then I did something crazy and stupid online. So that's how you know, like, that's the salt. It's preserved in pixels. Like, it's online. I can't do nothing about that. But, yeah, I just journaled, like, a new script for how I handled things in the past. And hopefully that'll override everything that happened.
Well, what overrides it is your assumption. What are you assuming?
Well, right now I'm assuming that it happened, but I just keep telling myself that never happened.
Oh,
that never happened. Never posted.
So you have two thoughts. So you're assuming
Right.
that it happened, and then you're saying that it didn't. So that's double-minded. What do you think happens with double-mindedness?
Yeah. Ooh, you know, just a whole lot of nothing.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's how I felt. Like,
so you have to choose.
It's been a couple of like weeks now, a couple of months, and I feel so good. And that's why I've been journaling more, because before I was just listening to subliminal, just affirming. But now I can script it out, and I can see it. This is what happened. What are you talking about? What post? I never did that.
Oh, I remember you now. Okay.
Yeah, I've been a couple of places.
But why are we? How are we saying? So if the post never happened, how are you talking about it?
Exactly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you. All right. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hey, Aaron, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. I was enjoying listening to you. It was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. How are you, sir? How you been?
I've been good. And you said something that I wanted to just reflect too. That's something that I'm definitely focusing on is when you mentioned like when you're still and you can really like just see and observe what you're thinking. And I definitely take account, and I'm like, damn, that's not a good story. I'm like, damn, that's not a good story. We got to change that story. that doesn't serve us.
Yes, yes.
We need to change that story, and not to, you know how people be like, flip your thoughts, and not to flip it, but just to be like aware and like, why wouldn't I be telling the best story for myself?
Right. The Power of Awareness book that we were reading on Saturday, but yep.
Yeah. And so that's something, it takes practice, because sometimes you don't even want to tell the best story.
Yep.
At least for me, sometimes I don't even want to, because I don't believe it. I don't think it. I don't want it. Like, I don't want like the best. This is deep. I'm saying sometimes I don't even want the best outcome for myself, because I don't even believe that that's something that is achievable or something like that. And it's like, well, then it's not going to happen.
That part.
But you want it. So you got to put in, you got to really start.
You got to rehearse it, right? Like, you're the actor, right? You're the actor. How do you make the character real?
But it's not even being crazy, Black X, because it's being like, I almost want to say logical. Why would you tell yourself a story or anything that doesn't serve you? That's not crazy. That's wise. That's wisdom. That's love for yourself. If you're telling yourself something that isn't, you know, pouring into yourself, then you're not going to get yourself anywhere. So I noticed that for myself, and I'm like, okay. So when I stretch myself, when I start doing things that are like outside of my bounds of like what I normally would do or something, but I want to do it or something like that, and then here come the negative stories all of a sudden, you know, and it's like, dang, I was really telling myself all this stuff. But it could be something so small, but yeah, I like what you said, just being still and like paying attention to those thoughts. And then when you see it and you go, oh, I've been telling myself, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, or I'm poor, I don't have enough money, I'm not this, I'm not that. And it's like, well, then that's why you see that.
Yeah.
So, but you have to pause and shift it, and that's where it comes. That's where it starts to, you know, change.
Yeah, because people like to use that term delusional. So I guess that's where Blackheart is getting you got to be crazy, because delusional, that's the definition for delusional, right? Being crazy, being out of your mind, being insane. And it's like, yes, well, the outer world is going to say that's crazy. You shouldn't be saying it's crazy. You should be like, no, this shit is real. This is who I am. This is going to happen. This is my life. Like, it may be crazy to you, but it's reality for me.
Exactly. And who gives a damn what anybody else thinks about what you tell yourself?
Because I don't claim delusional. I'm like, you delusional. No, this reality. I'm living this life, but I'm not out of my mind. I found my mind. I'm within the realms of reality, my mind.
Yes. Yeah. No one else is within you except for you. So get it together.
Yeah.
And create that temple. That's what it is. What that was the song, this African American spiritual, I'm Building Me a Home, kind of crossed my spirit not too long ago. I think it was today or yesterday or something like that. If y'all don't know, it's a really good African American spiritual. Okay. But it's I'm building me a home. And that's what they do. They just keep singing that same I'm building me a home. And
that sounds like something they were singing in church. Yeah,
it is. But you know, like it's a church. It's a church in quote song, but it's about like, if you're aware, then you know.
You're right. Yeah.
What they're talking about. And it's that internal home.
Yes.
What home are you? What thoughts are you telling you? What you gonna? And at least in my mind, and then what the negative thoughts don't go away. They don't just like at least disappear. Like they still pop up for me. but it's what I do with them or what I don't do with them.
Yeah.
You know, and I just let it be, and I tell a story that I actually want.
Yes. Yep. And then the thing is, you're the only one calling the thoughts negative.
Right. That's true.
Because they're just thoughts.
They're just there. Yep.
I came up with like to back what you said, I came up with this sort of technique when it comes to negative thoughts. Like I sort of kind of dissociate and I talk to myself as if I'm talking to just the human being versus the awareness that I am. So I'll be like, I'll use Black Heart X. I'll be like, Black Heart X is having the thought that she is this and that. And she is associating this thought with negativity. But as the conscious creator, okay, I can make this character think a different thought that would be more positive. And yeah, it's much easier to just associate, kind of like I'm a sim, I suppose. And my awareness is actually what's choosing things. The thoughts are just things my sim has running on autopilot because it's normal. But
I like that. I like that. Yeah, talking to yourself. It's you and you. Yeah, and you can talk to yourself in third person, second person, right? Whatever works for you, right? Because it's all you.
Right. And nobody's creating anything in your world except for how you create it. And then that's what happens.
And I think that's part that, it's like, wait a minute. So I'm not responsible for them. I don't have anything to, actually, to be true. I mean, if you really are ready to take full accountability for your life, you will understand that no one comes into your world by happenstance.
Yep.
They just stumble upon you. They didn't accidentally find you. You drew them in. You wrote them into your life to play the part.
I wrote in a clone. I wrote in somebody just like me. I scripted it, and then it happened. I was like, this is insane. She was literally just like me, like parallel lines.
Probably because you wanted to get to know you and see you.
Yes, and then
you saw
in
you.
a dream, of course. I reacted really badly, like in a dream though. It didn't actually happen, but reacted badly. That's why they say parallel lines just never cross. I never should have known that person existed. What person? What are we talking
about? That's funny. It's just amazing how we have this tendency to still judge things from the dual aspect. Is a wrong or right, a good or bad, a positive or negative. Those things don't exist except only in your mind. I like how Dr. Joseph Murphy says it, right? He said that God, which is your awareness, judges no man, left all judgment to the Son. And who's the Son? Your mind. You're the only one judging it is wrong or right, good or bad, positive or negative. There is nothing good or bad, only your thinking, your mind makes it so. So if you didn't say it wasn't so, it wouldn't be so. Because you are law. You determine what's wrong or right, good or bad, positive or negative. If you decided all was good, it would all be good.
Yes.
If you decided it, all you have to do is decide. You're the king of your castle. You really do rule your throne, the seat. You're sitting on the throne in your mind. And you're decreeing and declaring what's good and bad.
Yeah, I need to hear that. You decide it's all good. Can you just, that just releases you. It's like, it's all good.
It's all good.
It is all good.
Because I said so. Man, I was just about to say that. I was saying it as you were saying it because I says you have to understand that you're God. You are law. There's only law with you. There's no law outside of you. That's this one guy I used to watch. He said, Islam, I self law am master. You are the law of your life. It's whatever you say.
And then how much fun can you'll start having in life because you're living, because it's all good. You're not hiding. You're not shortcoming yourself. You're not trying to make something happen or trying to play within the boundaries of what people or what you've learned in life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you don't have to like try to manipulate, control, you know. So you hear people talk about the SP, right? So me being married as I am, I don't sit around saying, oh, my husband gonna do this, oh, my husband he better do this. I have a good man. So however he expresses the good, it's good.
Yep.
However the good it shows,
it.
exactly. I'm not like, oh, he better buy me this, and he better do this, and he better take me out there, and he better do unnecessary. I don't have to manipulate, control, coerce. All I have to keep is saying how awesome he is. He's a wonderful. All I have, you know, platitudes. That's all the superlatives. That's all. I don't have to get specific. You can, but I'm like, I can love him the way he expresses himself, and that's enough. But for some reason, we don't want to accept people for who they are, but then wonder why people try to change us. Because you're trying to change people instead of trying to change you. If you would just change you, you won't have to worry about nobody else.
Right. Get to work.
I don't have to worry about trying to make my husband be this. That's unnecessary. Because I'm this.
And be it.
When you know you deserve love, then love, when you know that you are love, love has to be reflected back to you. And so my husband's going to do the little things. He's going to make sure I tell him I have a favorite drink. He makes sure my drink is stocked in the refrigerator. He know I like chocolate. He's going to make sure I have chocolate. He sends me flowers whenever he feels like it. He plans dates. I plan dates. Right? Like, he just, you know, like he just does stuff like that. He's just so considerate, so thoughtful, you know. And I make sure that I have his favorite meal for him. And I make sure that I cook, you know, like whatever you think relationships look like, let it be that.
Right.
Effortless.
Right. That's why I started laughing.
Effortless.
Yes. It's not work. It's
not work. It truly is not. Like the people lying. These people don't understand that. Like, I'm not gonna say they're lying. I mean, not the story that they're telling you about difficulties in relationships. That's because that's how they see relationships. Right. Yours don't have to be that way. It will be however you write the story. You gotta be willing to take your hands off the wheel. You know, I said, Jesus, take the wheel. You gotta let Jesus take the wheel. You gotta let the I am take the wheel. Because Jesus is the I am.
Yep, sit on your throne.
Sit on your throne and let things happen. Because you're in your right mind, everything has to go right. The king is the one that, you know, if the kingdom is in chaos, because the king is in chaos. The kingdom is not in chaos because of the people. The kingdom is in chaos because of the king. If there's war in the land, it's because the king declared war, right?
Yeah.
If it's peace in the land, it's because the king has declared peace, right? What are you declaring in your land? Peace be still.
I have this, my favorite, well, I don't know if it's my favorite, but I bought the verse, Psalm 46:10. It's like this little card. It's like, you know how they have like the verses on these little things and you can use them as decoration?
Oh, yeah.
You know what it is? You want to say it?
No, I don't. 46. I'm sure I know when you say it, but I don't know.
As soon as I go say
yeah, as soon as you say it, I'm like, oh, yeah. But no, I don't know. Off the top of my head, no, I can't.
Be still and know that I am God.
There you go. I just said it. but I didn't even know it was 46 and 10. I didn't know it was 46 and 10. Now I'm going to remember it. Now I'm going to be like, 46 and 10 says, Psalm 46 and 10, be still and know that I am God. Woo!
And I love it because what you said, like when your mind's doing all this and that and all this, think you got to do something. It's like, no, actually, the thing to do is be still,
Do nothing.
do nothing, sit down, have a seat, chill out.
Like I said, do less, be more.
Man, that's why I feel like, that's why I'm feeling so, like, I had a great workout today,
Good.
but I feel so good because I'm just like, I'm just flowing.
Just chilling, right? Just chilling.
I'm just chilling. Look, you know,
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Man, that's what we have to do. We have to learn to just be still. Like, and I know it goes against what we've been taught as children, as young adults, right? It's like you just can't sit under the orchard, sit under the apple tree. You just can't sit and just twiddle your why? Why can't I just sit down and just do like this? Like when I was telling, I don't know if you heard me talk about the SpongeBob SquarePants episode about Squidward. Okay, so they had found some little gadget, right? And they were lost in some part of the sea. And the little gadget told them, do nothing. Squidward went off the deep end. Do nothing, do nothing. What do you mean do nothing? We can't do nothing. And then SpongeBob and Patrick did nothing, and everything fell into their lap. The house, the fire, the food, everything came. Everything came. I'm like, man, these cartoons. I'm like, I need to go find that episode.
Yeah,
I need to go find that episode. Somebody was reviewing it on TikTok. You know, I think it was a Christian, so of course he was like, but he at the end he messed up. I think Kevin, did you send me that? Kevin or Elizabeth sent me that video. I think Kevin sent me that. Kevin, you sent me that video, didn't you? The SquarePants video. Because then I was like, because at the end, the guy that was talking about going over the cartoon, he was like, but that doesn't mean you just sit back and not do anything. God still wants you to do it. I'm like, Lord, y'all, you messed up the doggone meaning. No, when it said do nothing, it literally mean do nothing. It didn't mean to try to go make something happen.
Right.
It literally meant just chill. You can't make anything happen.
You really can't.
You can't make anything happen. Because here's the thing. You ever tried like just sitting in your room and being like, I want a glass of water. Well, I would really like to go to this restaurant. And then somebody take you to the restaurant, invite you out, or somebody brings you the glass of water, or like just have fun with it. Just do. Yep. See somebody say, yep. Yeah, like you didn't have to do anything. Though the restaurant, somebody just said, let's go to the restaurant. It's on me, or you happen to be in a room, because you could be by yourself, but that don't mean you may get a knock at the door. Somebody, your friend may come, hey, you want to go out, and then you find out you drinking water while you went out. Because the thing is, you can't worry about how it comes, but be aware that the answer came, right? You want to be aware that the answer did come, so that you know that I don't have to do anything. That my mind is doing all of the work.
So talking about this is a quick little story. I woke up to meet my friends for brunch. I was hungover, and I was on my way to this brunch. I was like, oh my God, I just need some coconut water. I just want just a crisp coconut water. You know how they got the coconut waters in like the Vita Coco and all that stuff? Mm-hmm. I said, I just need a coconut water. I'm going to a restaurant, and it's a brunch restaurant, and they serving waffles, chicken and waffles, champagne and all this. And the waiter comes up and he says, oh, what would you like to drink or whatever? And I was like, I don't even remember how this happened. But I said, I'm probably just going to have water. And they were like, oh, you're not drinking? I said, no, I'm hungover. And I said, I really need coconut water, something like that. You know what he said? He said, we just had an event here last night for a sponsored coconut water event. We have one more coconut bottle left.
Stop.
One more. He said it's yours. Do you know I fell out my
I know you did.
And you know, this was in the beginning of my journey when I really just started to really be like, all right, this might be kind of real. Like, let's pay attention.
Let's pay attention.
When that coconut water showed up, I was like, oh, I'm still floored.
Yes, I know you're like, wait a minute. Somebody listen to my
a
thoughts.
minute.
Like,
Because I was just on that bus saying, damn, I'm so hungover. I just know that coconut water would taste so good right now. And then I didn't do anything about it. I didn't even ask for a coconut water. It literally showed up. And I didn't even pay for it. He gave it to me for free.
Look at that.
It was already mine.
Yep.
So, anyways.
Period.
Yeah, I know, period. But yeah,
Period.
tell the best story. Even like, I think in that example, it's like, man, like just something like that. Don't go into well, now I can't have it.
Right.
Now it's not going to happen,
Don't be canceling your order now.
Yeah, don't be canceling I do it all the time. I'm not even going to lie. I do it. For certain things, I'm like, nah.
We've all been guilty of that.
Yeah.
Except maybe Kevin. Kevin may be like, no, I don't be canceling my order.
He done walked through walls and everything.
Kevin like, don't put me in that boat.
Right. That's so funny. Yes. But yeah, so that's for me though. I catch it though. If I start doing that, then I go, oh wait, no. Just relax, chill out. It's all good. That's what I'm gonna take away from this live. Is it's all good.
It's all good. Yeah.
It's all good.
And I love these lives. Oh my goodness. Because we just be reminding each other, reminding ourselves through our, projected awareness of the unique individual aspects of the one, because we just mirror reflections of one another, right? And it's just so fun to like hear, the journey of others and how in the revelation of the oneness and how the mind works and how sometimes I'll be like, how does it work though? Like, how is it that my thoughts cause things to take place in this world? Sometimes I be thinking like, how is that happening? How is it just me thinking about it causing these things, like that intelligence, right? Like you just thought about the water and it shows up, right? Or, and it's like, and it's almost like you kind of innately know, but you don't know how you know. Like certain things that you're certain of, right? Like you just know that it must happen, that it shall happen, that it's going to happen. And you don't know why you know that, but you just do. It's wild. I'd be like, how did I know that I just knew that was like, I just knew. Like, I don't know why I know. I don't know why I just know though. I just like, and you're not concerned about the how, you're not concerned about the when, but you just know. Oh yeah, this is a thing. This is a done deal. Oh, it's on and popping. Like, man, it's amazing feeling.
It's powerful.
It is. It's an amazing feeling. It'd be like, and then the next thing come and you be like, you all worried about, well, how is this gonna happen? Like, wait a minute, child. Did you just forget that quick? Did you just forget just that quick? And we be sometimes be backsliding, but thank the Lord is married to the backslider. We be sliding back. We be forgetting that just 2 weeks ago, we thought of something and instantly it happened. Now we think somehow that law gonna be broken for this thing that we want, right? Somehow this thing that we want, the law is gonna be broken for this thing. When it wasn't broken for none of those other things. The good, the bad, and the ugly all came through with no problem, with no assistance from you. Because the unwanted stuff don't need none of our assistance for, right? Like Kevin would say, we didn't have to put on a vision board that somehow we wasn't gonna come up with the rent, or the bad thing, or the relationship wasn't gonna work out, or the person was gonna ghost us. We didn't have to put that on the vision board. We just had to have a feeling that it wasn't gonna work out. And guess what? We were right. It just didn't work out.
Because you knew.
Because you knew. Yep. It's something else. It's just like, wow. But now that we know that our thoughts are creative. And just now that we know, we just have to keep going forward out into the waters. Keep, what was it, Infinite Waters, right? You heard it? Have you heard of that YouTube channel, Infinite Waters?
No, I've never heard of that. I don't need no more YouTube channels.
I know, but no, I found him when I first started on my journey. So this is back in 2018, 2019. Ralph Smart, that's his name. He had like 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Like, he was a really big, black guy too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. So I haven't seen him in years though. I don't like. I'm not into the law because he's more like in the law of attraction arena, and I kind of got away from I got more into the Bible type law of assumption. Because law of attraction really don't deal with the Bible too much. They deal more with the universe, and universe gonna give it to you, and you gotta, So I got more into the biblical lane, the Joseph Murphy and the Reverend Ike and the Neville Goddard lane. So people that's kind of still in that law of attraction arena, even though they're not the same, similar, but not the same. Similar, but but whatever works. It's not anything that's wrong with it. It's whatever works for you. However you if as long as you're getting what your desire, really don't matter what you call it. As long as you have decided what you wanted and maintain that belief, maintain that knowing, it doesn't matter if you call it law of attraction, law of assumption. I call it the law of one is a really good one. The law of being, the law of you, or the law of me. That's what we really should be calling it. The law of me, the law of I am. That's the only law it is, the law of me. I don't know no other law but me. I'm the law. That's the only law I know. The law of me. The law of I am. That's it. You did sunflower? Okay. Yes. That's what you know must manifest. Even if you don't know it, if you just accept it. So people don't be knowing, they don't realize that when they feel strongly about something, like they be like, I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. I know, whether they're saying it for the good or the bad, right? Sometimes people say no, but they're not saying no as if they want it to happen. They saying no as, man, I wish I could let go of this feeling. I wish this thing that I feel so strongly about just wouldn't happen. But to have a thing, you have to be loosed and set free. You have to loose and let it go. If the thing that you feel so strongly about you don't want to happen, that's when you got to go into your secret place of the Most High and dwell in the shadow of the Almighty. So then that thing can dissolve and dissipate. That's when you got to go into your secret. That's when you got to go into the holies of holies. What did it say? You got to enter his gates with thanksgiving. Enter his courts with praise. And if you're looking for the Lord, he's in his holy place. So that's where you got to go. If you want to loose that stronghold that you feel like you just know that it's going to happen, but it's not something you want to happen, you got to enter those courts. Being thankful for the thing you want to happen. The thing that you want to see happen. And praise. What is praise? How do you thank? How are you thankful? How are you praising? Oh, I am glad that everything works out for me. I'm glad that I get everything that I want. I'm glad that I walked through the valley of the shadow of death and I fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff. Oh, they comfort me. Yes. For he leads me down the path of righteousness, for his right thinking produces right action. All things work together for my good because I'm called according to his purpose and his plan. For I know the thoughts that you have for me, they are good and not of evil, to bring me what? To an expected end, to bring me to my future. The future of what? Having everything work out for me. So you got to flip the script. You got to change the narrative. You got to tell a different story. Yep. The law of I am. Yes, yes, yes. But I guess I'll get ready to get on up off of here, guys. This was another fascinating, wonderful live. I appreciate you guys. Definitely, Kevin, always bring it. Always dropping those gems for us. Reminding us how simple it is. We just got to be reminded of how simple it is. And be aware. Pay attention to what you're paying attention to. I mean, no matter you decide, oh, I'm gonna watch me a nice movie, pick up on how your world is communicating to you, telling you, yes, this is the life that you're saying you want is being shown to you in everything you do, everything you see. See yourself with it. Play the character. See that your world is communicating back to you. Yes, this is for you. Yes, this is you. Yes, this is you. Yes, you have it. Yes, it's yours. Yes, 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 yes. For all the promises of God are yes and amen. Say yes. All you gotta do is say yes. That's all you gotta do. And say yes. Say yes. Say yes. See, I like watching people that are very rich. I like when I watched movies or television. My husband tell you, I probably watched The Gilded Age. They have three seasons. I probably watched it about 100 times because they only got like eight episodes per season. And then now Bridgerton has come back out, and now they have their new episodes. You know, like I was talking about those murder mysteries. Those people are wealthy. Those murder mysteries, they're wealthy. Those are wealthy people. And I just like reminding myself, yes, wealthy people don't strain, strive, or work for what they have. They just enjoying and a lot of those people, they were birthed into that money. They are trust fund babies. And they are not apologizing that their family left them this great fortune. Like I remember Reverend Ike was saying, if the thing that you want to be, become fascinated by it. Right? Become fascinated. Like Kevin said, he read books that transformed his mind, his thinking towards wealth. He started reading books. His mentor told him, leaders are readers. And he started reading books that was going to transform his thinking around money, around wealth, so that he could create it in his reality. That's what you got to do. Yes. So Saturday, we'll be back here at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're reading the book by Neville Goddard, Power of Awareness. We're on chapters 12, 13, and 14. Has been a great discussion. Man, so many revelations, so many layers, so many shackles being dropped off, so many hearts, so many minds being open to the realization of the power of our awareness, being aware. When you're aware of your stinking thinking, then you can change it. See, if you don't know what you don't know, what can you do about what you don't know? But this is where your power lies, in your awareness of being aware of what you're being aware of. Paying attention to your thoughts uncritically, not judging them, just being aware of them. Stop saying your thoughts are negative. Just say they're thoughts. If you don't like them, just choose differently. You don't have to judge it. It's wrong or right, good or bad. If you notice they don't serve you, just choose to think differently. Choose the thoughts that do serve you, that do benefit you, that do uplift you, that do inspire you. That's all. You don't have to condemn. No condemnation to them that are in Christ Jesus. There is therefore now, no, we're not condemning the thought. We're not living from regret, remorse, shame, or guilt. We're not doing any of that. That's what condemnation is. To live in shame, to live in guilt, remorse, and regret. We don't do that. We're not living from that state anymore. We're operating in the God state. And God don't apologize for shit. Not a goddamn thing. We don't apologize for nothing. We decree and declare. We speak it. We say, let there be, and it was. Remember, you're the king in your kingdom. That's what Christ compared the heaven to. He compared heaven to the king to a kingdom. A king is not consulting with anyone than the queen. And who's the queen? Your imagination. Because the king and queen are one. They're not separate. When I move, you move, just like that. When I move, you move. That's what you got to say. When the mind moves, the body moves. The body says mine. When you move, I move, just like that. When you move, I move, just like that. When you move, I move, just like that. Your body is moving just like your mind says to. Your mind is the son. Your I am is the Father. Your I am judges no man and left that judgment to the Son, which is the mind. And what did the Son say? I, my own self, can do nothing. My Father does the work. So you just sit back and chill. Get into that Sabbath day of rest, where you rest from your worries, rest from working, right? You rest from working. You do only good on the Sabbath. Because man, the Sabbath, man wasn't made for the Sabbath. The Sabbath was made for man. Men think the men think they was made for the Sabbath. No, Sabbath was made for you. Everything here is for you, for you, for you, for you. They wouldn't even do good on the Sabbath. They were hypocrites. Hypocrites. Don't be a hypocrite. Because the Sabbath only means to have a restful state of mind, to be centered, to be at ease, to be relaxed, to be certain, to be sure. Blessed assurance. Jesus is mine. Blessed assurance. I am is mine. All right, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you once again. Thank you so much. Did you want to say anything, Kevin, before I close? Before I hit that exit button?
I'm just saying another great live. This is the good work we're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. This is how we walk in our power of love. Yes. And that's the ultimate power. Yes. This is our power of love. So I rejoice. Again, I say rejoice. Woo! You know, every time somebody asks me about that on Instagram, it's like, so what is your morality? Love. Yeah. That's my morality. That's where I get my morality from. That's all you need is love. Yep. That's it. Yep. I think the Beatles did a song, All You Need Is Love. All right then.
Catch you guys Saturday. All recaps on YouTube. Prosperous Living with Toyia. Follow me on Instagram, Toyia Janine, and on Facebook, Toyia Janine. Come join our Facebook group, Prosperous Living with Toyia. Till next time, guys. Hey, happy manifesting. Yes. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.